Hi everyone, and thank you very much for joining me today in Warren's Team Talk. And we're on match day 29 of the FA Premier League. So we're going to be reviewing that today. The games over this weekend coming up. So that will be interesting, I'm sure. Anyway, I hope that you're all well and having a great day, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. And like I say, thank you very, very much for coming in and joining me. I'm really grateful to you for coming and seeing me and having a chat with me and keeping me company while I'm doing this. It's very much appreciated. So before we get started, can I just please ask you to put a like on the video and share the video around with as many different people as you possibly can. And also, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, that's really, really important. Sorry, I got a bit distracted there. So anyway, let's get on with it. And make sure as well that you enjoy yourselves and have a great, great day. Thank you very much to everyone who's going to watch this on playback as well. I really do appreciate that. I really, really appreciate everyone's support who's been supporting me while I've been doing this. I'm grateful that you do. I don't know why you do it, but still, I'm really, really appreciate it. So thank you so much. Anyway, so let's get on with it. So we're looking at match day 29 of the FA Premier League. And basically, just to remind you as well, everyone, there's a petition on the change.org website for anyone who feels the same as me and doesn't want Mikel Arteta to be offered a new contract. There's a link in the description of the video, and you can click on that and sign the petition. Just put some pressure on the club to let them know that we're not happy about the idea of him being offered a new contract, because I'm sorry, I keep hearing all these people wetting their knickers about Arsenal getting top four. Yes, we're in prime position to do that, but let's just calm down and take each game as it comes, chill out. The time to celebrate is at the end of the season when it's all done and dusted, not like a 2/3 of the way through the season. And some of these people are behaving like Arsenal have won the Champions League, the Club World Cup, the FA Cup, the Premier League, the Community Shield, and anything other trophy you care to mention, all rolled into one. And to be quite honest with you, I find it embarrassing the way these fans are carrying on, right? This clown of a manager is not going to win a title. Top four, as Northside London quite rightly said in that fan cam he did at the Watford game. He quite rightly said, fourth is not the be-all and end-all. The fans need to raise their standards, right? We should be pushing for a title. And if we had a decent manager, I'm telling you now, we would be in the title race. We definitely would be, because we wouldn't have lost at Brentford. We wouldn't have lost against Manchester United. We wouldn't have lost against Everton. And we certainly wouldn't have dropped points at home to Burnley. So there you go. That's 10 points already. So remember that, 10 points, because we're going to come to that again in a minute, okay? So here we go. Here's the league table as it currently stands. You see Arsenal are sitting there in fourth on 48 points, right? Those 10 points I've just told you about, if we added that to the list, 48 plus 10, because I know a lot of you Arteta fans aren't the smartest on the block, and you're certainly not the quickest on the uptake. So 48 plus 10 is 58, right? So that would take us above Chelsea. We would be just five points behind Liverpool, and we would have 2 games in hand, right? So if we won those 2 games in hand, right, we would be a point above them. Do I need to say more? I don't think I do I? We would be in a title race. Instead of that, we got this fucking clown of a manager and our fans wetting their knickers about the possibility of finishing 4th. It's fucking embarrassing and a joke. You people should be ashamed of yourselves. Anyway, so this is the league table. As it is, I did the table yesterday. Man City are sitting top, and they're currently 6 points clear of Liverpool, but Liverpool got a game in hand and they've got to play each other at the Etihad. All right. Now, Chelsea are a further 10 points behind, and they have played 26. Arsenal are in 4th on 25. If they win that game in hand over Chelsea, they will move up to 51 points, just 2 points behind, and the clubs have got to play each other yet at Stamford Bridge. If Arsenal were to win that game by some miracle, they would then move above Chelsea into 3rd. Right? And talking of Chelsea, I don't know if any of you know, but Chelsea are one of the assets that the government has frozen from Roman Abramovich. He has had sanctions put on him because of what Russia is doing in Ukraine. And Chelsea's assets have been frozen. The club shop has got to close. They're not allowed to sell any more match tickets. They're allowed to pay expenses and pay the players' wages and other employees' wages, and pay expenses for the fixtures they're involved, both home and away, and they've been given limits on how much that is. The broadcasters are allowed to televise the games that they're going to be involved with. But I did a video about it, so go and check that out. But I don't know what sort of impact that's going to have on the club. And the sale of the club has been halted. The club is not allowed to be sold. So, yeah, it's looking a bit dicey for Chelsea, I have to say. Anyway, so Man United are in 5th. They got 3. Arsenal got 3 games in hand on them, and Arsenal are a point ahead. West Ham are in 6th. Again, Arsenal had 3 games in hand on them and are 3 points ahead. Tottenham, Arsenal got 1 game in hand on them, but Arsenal are 3 points ahead. And one of Arsenal's games at hand is against West Ham away and also against Tottenham away. So this top 4 race isn't over yet. Now, despite what the likes of the biggest Arsenal fan channel in the world would have you believe, it isn't. And some of the idiots that go on that channel or are presenters on that channel would say it isn't over, not by a long stretch of the imagination. Anyway, so in the bottom half of the table and in the relegation zone, we've got Burnley in 18th place, having played 26 games and they've got 21 points. Watford, who are in 19th place with 19 points. And then last place, bottom of the table, we've got Norwich in 20th. And they have played 27 games and got 17 points. But there is just 11 points separating Norwich, who are bottom of the table, and Newcastle United, who sit in 14th place. So anything could happen between now and the end of the season, because there's still many games left to play. There's about 30, depending on how many games these clubs have got left, ranging between 13 and 10. There's anything between 39 points and 30 points left up for grabs. So that's a lot of points to be playing for. So, yeah, just let's keep a close eye on it, because I think it's going to go down to the wire. Both the Championship and the race for the top 4 finishes and the European spots, I think all of it's going to go down to the final day of the season. So it's going to be a really entertaining end to the season, I'm sure. Anyway, so the games this weekend: on Saturday at 12:30, we've got Brighton against Liverpool. And then the 3 o'clock kickoff on the Saturday is Brentford against Burnley. And then 12th of March, Saturday the 12th of March at 5:30, you've got Manchester United against Tottenham, a massive game in the race for a top 4 finish. We've got Chelsea against Newcastle. That's a 2 o'clock kickoff on Sunday. And then also 2 o'clock, all the other 2 o'clock, there's 5 games that kick off at 2 o'clock on Sunday. And they are Chelsea against Newcastle, Everton against Wolves, Leeds versus Norwich, Southampton against Watford, West Ham against Aston Villa. So this weekend, I've decided to move the Matchday live show from Saturday to Sunday, because there's only one 3 o'clock kickoff, which is Brentford against Burnley. So it's going to be on Sunday, and we'll be covering all those games that kick off at 2 o'clock in the Premier League. So I think it'd be much better to do it that way. And then 4:30 on Sunday is Arsenal against Leicester, a massive game for both clubs. Leicester looking to get themselves back up the table and get some form under their belt, and Arsenal trying to cement their position in the top 4, and also chase Chelsea down to see if they could get third even. And then on Monday, we've got Crystal Palace against Manchester City. That's at 8 o'clock kickoff, and that's a huge game in the title race, because by the time that game kicks off, Liverpool could only be 3 points behind them, and on the same number of games. So that'll be interesting. Let's see what happens there. Okay, so let's look at the current form of all the teams competing this weekend in their various fixtures. First game, Brighton against Liverpool. And Brighton, in their last 5 home games, have won 1, drawn 2, and lost 2. They won 2-0 against Brentford, drew 1-1 with Crystal Palace, drew 1-1 with Chelsea, lost 3-0 against Burnley, and lost 2-0 to Aston Villa. They're currently sitting in 13th place in the Premier League, and their leading goal scorer is Neil Maupay, who scored 9 goals from 27 appearances. Liverpool, on the other hand, in their last 5 away games, have drawn 2, lost 1, and won 2. They drew 2-2 at Tottenham. They lost 1-0 at Leicester, drew 2-2 at Chelsea, won 3-1 at Crystal Palace, and 1-0 at Burnley. And then their leading goal scorer is Mohamed Salah. He scored 27 goals from 34 games, one of which was 34 starts and 1 substitute appearance, and they're currently sitting second in the Premier League. So, Brentford against Burnley. Brentford, in their last 5 home games, they've won 1, lost 3, and drawn 1. Their leading goal scorer is Ivan Toney, who's made 24 appearances and 3 substitute appearances, and he scored 11 goals. And they're currently sitting in 15th place in the Premier League. And Burnley, in their last 5 away games, have lost 2, drawn 2, and won 1. They won 3-1 at Manchester United. Sorry, they lost 3-1 at Manchester United, lost 3-1 at Leeds, drew 0-0 with Arsenal, won 3-0 at Brighton, and drew 1-0 at Crystal Palace. Their leading goal scorer is Jay Rodriguez, who scored 6 goals from 12 starts and 14 substitute appearances, and their current league position is 18th. Next one up is Manchester United against Tottenham. Manchester United, their last 5 home games, they've won 3, lost 1, and drawn 1. They won 3-1 against Burnley, lost 1-0 against Wolves, won 1-0 against West Ham, 2-0 against Brighton. They won, and they drew 0-0 with Watford. Their leading goal scorer is Cristiano Ronaldo. He scored 15 goals from 27 starts and 3 substitute appearances, and they're currently sat 5th in the league. And Tottenham, in their last 5 away games, they've won 3-2 at Leicester, lost 2-0 at Chelsea, won 3-2 at Manchester City, lost 1-0 at Burnley, and they won 4-0 away at Leeds. Their leading goal scorer is Harry Kane. He scored 20 goals from 35 starts and 3 substitute appearances, and they're currently sitting in 7th place. Chelsea against Newcastle. Chelsea, in their last 5 home games, they've won 2 and drawn 3. They won 3-2 at Leeds. They drew 1-1 against Everton. 1-1 they drew with Brighton, drew 2-2 with Liverpool, and won 2-0 against Tottenham. Their leading goal scorer is Romelu Lukaku, who scored 11 goals from 26 starts, and they're currently sat in 3rd in the Premier League. And Newcastle, in their last 5 away games, they've lost 2, won 2, and drawn 1. They lost 4-0 at Leicester. They lost 3-1 against Liverpool. They won 1-0 against Leeds. They drew 1-1 with West Ham and won 2-0 against Brentford. Their leading goal scorer is Callum Wilson, who scored 6 goals from 15 appearances, and they're currently sat in 14th position in the league. Next game, Everton against Wolves. Everton, in their last 5 games at home, they've won 2 and lost 3. They won 2-1 against Arsenal. They've lost 3-2 at home to Brighton, lost 1-0 at home to Aston Villa, won 3-0 at home to Leeds, and lost 1-0 at home to Manchester City. The leading goal scorer is Andros Townsend. He scored 7 goals from 24 starts, and they're currently sitting in 17th place in the league table, just 1 point above the relegation zone. Wolves, on the other hand, they've suffered a bit of a dip of late, and in their last 5 away games, they won 1-0 at Manchester United, 2-1 against Brentford, 2-0 at Tottenham. They lost 2-1 at Arsenal and 1-0 against West Ham. Their leading goal scorer is Hwang Hee-chan. He scored 5 goals from 15 starts and 5 substitute appearances, and they're currently sat in 8th in the Premier League. The next game is Leeds against Norwich. Now, this is a massive game, massive 6-pointer in my opinion. Leeds' last 5 home games, they've lost 4-1 against Arsenal. They won 3-0 they won 3-1 against Burnley, lost 1-0 to Newcastle, lost 4-2 to Manchester United, and lost 4-0 against Tottenham. The leading goal scorer is Rafinha, who scored 9 goals from 26 appearances. And they're currently sat in 16th place in the Premier League. Norwich, on the other hand, they lost 3-0 against Crystal Palace. They lost 2-0 against West Ham. And these are their last 5 away matches. Okay, so they lost 3-0 at Crystal Palace, 2-0 against West Ham. They won 3-0 at Watford. They lost 3-1 against Liverpool and lost 2-0 to Southampton. Their leading goal scorer is Timo Pukki, who scored 7 goals from 27 starts and 3 substitute appearances, and they're currently sat bottom of the table in 20th spot. And now we move on to Southampton against Watford. Now, in Southampton's last 5 home games, they've drawn 2 and won 3. They drew 1-1 with Tottenham, won 4-1 against Brentford, drew 1-1 with Manchester City, won 2-0 against Everton, and won 2-0 against Norwich. Their leading goal scorer is Armando Broja. He scored 9 goals from 18 starts and 10 substitute appearances, and they're currently sat 9th in the Premier League. And Watford, in their last 5 away games, they've drawn 1-1 at Newcastle, 0-0 at Burnley, won 1-0 at West Ham, lost 1-0 at Aston Villa, and drew 0-0 at Manchester United. Emmanuel Dennis is their leading goal scorer. He scored 9 goals from 24 starts and 3 substitute appearances, and they currently sat in second bottom place, i.e. 19th in the Premier League. And next game is West Ham against Aston Villa. Now, West Ham, they have, in their last 5 home games, they've won 3, drawn 1, and lost 1. They won 2-0 against Norwich, lost 3-0 against Leeds. Lost 3-2 against Leeds, won 1-0 against Watford, drew 1-1 with Newcastle United, and won 1-0 against Wolves. Their leading goal scorer is Jarrod Brown. He scored 12 goals and 34 appearances, and they're currently sat 6th in the Premier League. And Aston Villa, on the other hand, they, in their last 5 away games, they've won 3 and lost 2. They won 2-0 at Norwich. They lost 2-1 against Brentford. They won 1-0 at Everton, lost 1-0 at Newcastle, and won 2-0 at Brighton. Their leading goal scorer is Ollie Watkins. He scored 7 goals from 24 games, and they're currently sat in 11th place in the Premier League. Next game up is my team, Arsenal, against Leicester. And Arsenal, in their last 5 home games, they've won 3, lost 1, and drawn 1. They won 2-0 against West Ham. They lost 2-1 against Manchester City, drew 0-0 with Burnley, won 2-1 against Brentford, and won 2-1 against Wolves. And the leading goal scorer for Arsenal so far this season is Emil Smith-Rowe. He scored 10 goals from 18 starts and 7 substitute appearances, and they're currently sat 4th in the table. Leicester, on the other hand, and their last 5 away games have lost 4 and won 1. In their last 5 away games, they've lost 2-1 at Aston Villa, lost 6-3 against Manchester City, lost 2-0 against Liverpool, lost 2-1 against Wolves, and won 2-0 at Burnley. Their leading goal scorer this season has been Jamie Vardy. He's scored 12 goals from 24 appearances, and they're currently sat 12th in the Premier League. Crystal Palace against Manchester City. Now, this one's going to have a huge bearing on the title race, I think. I think this is going to be quite a tricky game for City, but you never know. I'll probably get that completely wrong. Anyway, in their last 5 home games, Crystal Palace have won 1, lost 3, and drawn 1. They've won 3-0 against Norwich, lost 3-2 against West Ham, lost 3-1 against Liverpool, lost 1-0 against Chelsea, and drew 1-1 with Burnley. Their current leading goal scorer is Wilfried Zaha. He scored 9 goals from 24 starts and 1 substitute appearance, and they're currently sat 10th in the league. Manchester City, on the other hand, their last 5 away games, they've won 4 and drawn 1. And they've won 1-0 at Brentford. They won 2-1 at Arsenal, drew 1-1 with Southampton, won 4-0 at Norwich, and won 1-0 at Everton. Their leading goal scorer is Riyad Mahrez, who scored 21 goals from 33 appearances, and they're currently sat top of the table in first position. So there you go. That's all the form for the games for this weekend. And let's have a look at my predictions now for match day 29. So for match day 29, Brighton against Liverpool, I've got Liverpool to win 2-0 at the Amex. Brentford against Burnley, I'm going for a 0-0 draw. Manchester United against Tottenham, I'm going for Tottenham to win that by 2-1. Chelsea against Newcastle, I'm going for Chelsea to win that by 2-1. Everton against Wolves, I'm going for that one to be a 1-0 win for Wolves. Leeds against Norwich, I'm going for Norwich to win that by 2-0. And Southampton against Watford, I'm going for Southampton to win that by 3-1. And West Ham against Aston Villa, I'm going for that to be a 1-1 draw. And Arsenal against Leicester, I'm also going for that one to be a 1-1 draw as well. And then Crystal Palace against Manchester City, I think Palace will lose that by 3-1. Now, just a quick reminder, once again, there is a petition that has been set up on the change.org website if you want to sign it. And the link for it is in the description of this video. And all you need to do is click on the link and follow the instructions on the screen so that you can sign it. It's just a way to let Arsenal know that we're not happy about Mikel Arteta being offered a new contract. So that's there if you want to take part in that. If you don't, that's absolutely fine. You don't have to. It's completely up to you. But it's there if you want it. Anyway, I just want to big up the GoonerClaude Trust. The GoonerClaude Trust offers opportunities for disadvantaged kids to have a day out at the Emirates Stadium and have best seats in the house for the day and have a fabulous day out at the stadium and just to really enjoy themselves really. And the GoonerClaude Trust does excellent work. There's a link in the description of the video, so go and check that out if you want to. and see more about what they do. And then there's also some really great YouTube channels that I recommend as well. There's the old school Gunner YouTube channel. Last night, the Old School Gunner had the one and the only legendary Kenny Ken on his channel, and they had a fantastic chat. Absolutely fascinating. I watched it this morning on playback, and I thought it was absolutely superb. Big ups to Kenny Ken and the Old School Gunner. And the link for the Old School Gunners channel is in the description of the video, as all the other channels that are on this Warrant's Team Talk Wall of Fame. So you can find out more about them and go and check them out for yourselves, because I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. You really won't. Then there's Arsenal Alex. Arsenal Alex brings you all things Arsenal, including instant match reactions. There's Drawn by Dre. He brings you top quality Arsenal-related content, including his highly rated and excellent possession-based podcast. There's the Aussie Gooner. He brings you all things Arsenal from an Aussie perspective. Then there's the one and only Diesel Arsenal. What can I say about Diesel? Diesel used to be a presenter on the Claude and the Bansters channel. He's now gone off on his own, and he's got an excellent channel. And he does all sorts of videos about all sorts of different things, including all things to do with different life events and whatnot. So yeah, go and check him out. It's an excellent channel, believe you me. And then there's the Del Boy Gunner TV channel. Del Boy Gunner's a massive, as all these people are, mad, passionate Arsenal fan. He does excellent Arsenal content, and he's always getting really top quality guests on his channel. So yeah, go and check him out. His videos are absolutely superb. So yeah, all the links for all these channels are in the video description. Don't forget to go and check them out and watch them, and give them a subscribe and share their content around, and put a like on their videos. That would be absolutely superb. And I'm sure, like I say, you won't be disappointed, because they're really good videos. And anyway, guys, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back again, as I say, on Sundays to do a match day live show. Moving it from Saturday to Sunday this week, because of the fact that most of the games seem to be on Sunday this weekend. So yeah, go and check that. Don't forget to come and check me out for that. I'm sure it'll be absolutely amazing. It usually is. But yeah, so that's it for now. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. And thanks for all of those people who watched it on playback as well. I really do appreciate it. And put comments in the comments section as well about what you thought, or what you think about these games that are coming up at the weekend, who you think is going to win, what you think the scores are going to be, and what you think about the news about Chelsea and all that sort of carry on. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Please take care of yourselves and all your loved ones, and please remember to keep talking and share some love and kindness around the world. And yeah, have a great rest of your day, and stay safe and healthy. And I look forward to seeing you all again really soon. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye for now.